feeling
That's different from us yesterday. Like yesterday,
I could be wrong. I could be.
10 seconds.
Okay, just hey.
It's just I'm looking at the time of day and the fact that we're on the 5th series and I feel like we're on a pretty good schedule here. So maybe the other streams are have a little more gameplay to go. But
hey,
you guys could.
Now that you've said that, we're about to have ourselves a 2-hour game between VG and Evil Geniuses. Thank you very much, Cinderin, for the blessing.
You're very welcome.
Oh, we just got in our ear that we're actually the last ones to hit this last series.
As I was saying, this is the last stream to go to the final game today. So, yeah, you want to stick with this till the end because this will be the last game.
Yeah, and this will hopefully be a fantastic game. If VG can step up, they had a bit of a rough start at the beginning.
5 seconds remaining.
And yesterday.
And
Here's the Radiant ban.
In fact, both this time. But they had a good showing against RNG in their second series. But they had a good showing against RNG in their second series. They definitely had problems with OG. But now they're up against VG Gaming. VG Gaming proving that they're not immortal. They did bleed to Infamous.
10 seconds.
But still, VG Gaming have looked absolutely fantastic throughout this tournament, apart from just that one game.
There are 2 teams right now that I would say across the board have looked stand out compared to everyone else.
Get a ban.
It's probably VG Gaming and Secret, but both of them have looked like they can lose games. And you would imagine that if they are the ones at the head of the board, maybe other teams can catch up and learn and adjustments to combat their style. But yeah, so far VG Gaming has been fantastic. They were my prediction going into the winning the whole thing. We're very far away from that stage so far.
Hey, you convinced me into that as well. Like they're a team to win as well.
VG have been looking super hot going into team. Winning lands, they've been showing exceptional team play, great drafting, great individual. This team to me has everything that you want in a so and so far at this tournament they've shown what they're capable of. So they've brought it. Compared to some other teams where you feel like they've
We're beginning it up. No Lashrak, no Alchemist. Dearest is going to hell of a lot of. No SD as well. No Gyrocopter. It feels like we're taking out all the big ones.
10 seconds.
Maybe first pick Io. Also available
Oh
inside
wait, there's
the pool.
Ogre. They're gonna pick Ogre, aren't they?
Remaining.
Yeah, Ogre's in the pool too.
Vote for Ogre.
Dire's turn to pick.
Vote for Wind Ranger, just so Slacks has to go through hell.
There was something he said. If Ogre wins, he's gonna do a full recording of a voice pack with Purge being the other head.
Yeah, but if Wind Ranger wins, then he's got to actually send a letter to some undisclosed developer asking for a job.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just going to play Dota for a year.
No, and they also promised that as well. So that's why, like, I put all my votes into Wind Ranger just because I'm like, I'm going to put Slacks to the living hell.
Why does he just...
Dire's turn.
Just because he put it...
Slacks is my guy.
He put it out there, man. He wasn't a man of his word. He shaved after Artifact didn't get a patch.
Slacks is my guy. I like Slacks. I hope Ogre wins. Vote Ogre, right? You know what to do.
Vote Wind Ranger. Down with Slacks. The other term, rated.
What other term? Fuck? Was
Slacks.
that the one? Sorry, I just had to check if it was that one.
Yeah, it was that one.
Okay.
It was that one. There was actually one TI that someone wrote that in a window, and put it across the road from the players'
Radiant's
hotel.
turn to pick.
So as we're all pulling out the shuttles, and I'm just like looking up, I was like, "Hey, what's that up in the window?" It's just literally there's this piece of paper. There's a hashtag flags in the window.
Oh, actually, I remember that. I think that was great.
Everyone was just looking at it. It's like there was just this parade of shuttles going off to Kirina. Anyway, SK as well as Elder Titan coming in here for Evil Genius. So we're getting a lot of stuns, a lot of movability,
10
tank ability,
seconds.
and also just that great lane prep. First two.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Sanking is gaining a lot of traction. We're starting to see super much Sanking success, and in the last game was a great showcase of what Sanking. He even had a hard laning stage. He got tri-laned. He still managed to find these huge stuns with low cooldown. He has lots of teamfight damage. His evasiveness.
He did have the combination to make him really work, though.
Absolutely.
Like, it was difficult until he got the blink dagger.
But that's the thing about Sanking, is that you can pick a hero early and you can build a lineup around it, and there's lots of options. There are other heroes that are being picked early where you feel like the Sanking just nice spot right. Far.
Radiant's
As we've
turn
talked
to
about in the
bat.
previous forecasting, one of the key matchups that you don't want to face an anti-mage nerfed.
The Dire
It's hard to
get a
play, it seems, for a lot of
ban.
teams, right? So, he has easier.
I'm really liking this. This now just opens up paparazzi for such a great pool. Allows him to go in for the Juggernaut if you do something with use already with the Magnus as well as the Jug. Just this speed of both farm as well as like power increase.
10 seconds.
Not to mention the fear of one big ultimate can make a win for VG.
And I
5
also think
seconds
it's a good
remaining.
read. This hero against EG.
Here's the Radiant ban.
EG's games are not super high tempo. They're not playing very pushy. They take their time to build up key items. I don't recall seeing any games here where I was like, wow, EG just ran that team over in the early game, like completely. They might have done it in the RNG series, granted I didn't watch those games, but apart from that, the games that I've seen from EG have been kind of slower. They've been breaking even, maybe slightly ahead, but no crushing.
From what I got of the RNG series, like it was still slower and progressive to creep, but it was a lot of like RTs getting space and Samael's making plays.
Yes.
Because like on day one, Samael was just going off. As much as EG didn't get points on day one, like Samael was still having a fantastic day. So want to see him on one of those big playmaking heroes. He's just able to give him. But Void's banned out, Rubik's banned out, so they're worried about like the counter team fight that faces Void will be able to offer from Martese. And just the Rubik, it's maybe would have been a very hard time to run both ET and Rubik for
Fly plays Elder Titan. Sometimes, so they could have got a crit Rubik. I think what they're more likely looking for, perhaps, would be the Dark Willow, especially now that they've banned out Juggernaut. That's a really good hero for crit. I think it has good synergy with Sanking. It's a very straightforward stun setup for the Bramble Maze into Terrorize.
It's a great counter team fight.
It's
without
super
it having
good
to be on your core to do that.
Yep. And the nice thing about Sanking Willow is Willow can start the fight with Brambles to Terrorize and Sanking. Terrorize, so of cool plays to be made. Another option that could perhaps be interesting, go the bouncer, classic silencer Sanking. You blink stun Epi and then you global, and you counterplay to the Magnus. Even if he gets an RP, you can global so his cores can't kill in the RP.
I would also like to see like maybe even the combo we saw before, Stealer and the SK together.
the matchups yet. The reason
Yeah.
Lifestealer was good last game was that they saw some matchups first. They saw the Alchemist.
Obviously, the RP is going to cause him problems, but both Magnus and Ogre are very well.
True.
Just to jump in and try and just like soak him out.
At the same time, though, they have BKB stun, which is very good against magic piercing. Stun, whatever you want to call it, piercing stun. And that's what Liquid didn't have in the last game. That's why Lifestealer felt so free, because there was nothing stunning him when he rage. OD ban. I don't know if he, maybe perhaps.
Radiant's turn to pick.
They're going to pick up the Dark Willow, as you're mentioning.
And instant stun Lifestealer should be that one. They could call their Mac P.
High speed.
Paparazzi troll.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Is it possible?
Morphling.
Morphling.
Easy.
The Dire
They picked
get a
Morphling one.
ban.
That's an instant pick. Yeah.
Again, Oracle.
That was very fast too. They really knew they wanted this hero. They were like, "Oh, my hero's good against Morph. Go, get it."
So that means we're just missing our mids.
I would have never. That's very true.
Like we saw today, like at the start, like the Morphling and the ES together.
He has to get Ags.
Wonderful. I'm so happy I'm sitting with an expert of the Morphling.
try to get the Morphling faster.
It still makes sense to go that Embers. Like, it's still going to be very elusive. You can kite out the Troll Warlord a little bit better.
Go Ember. Still, you're giving Lion another good playable.
Yeah.
I'm
If it's got too many targets, how does he kill them all?
yeah, true.
Hey, if Arteezy dies somehow, we'll pick up the mantle.
I don't know if this go like I get where they're coming from. It's a classic ban to do when mid, and it's good against one of their cores as well. I just don't know if that's what Vici wanted with their mag anyway. But they don't know Medusa's matchup, so I don't think they're gonna.
Admiral
There it is. That's another
Tonka.
hero that uses power, and it's melee and has very bad matchups. I think this was an excellent choice.
Gives them that follow-up team fight. Like, it always feels like teams that have, like with this, like, it's so much, again, single target focus that you're able to achieve, but then you got these two team fights in the second, the fifth pickup, just like our last series.
Also a good hero against.
10 seconds.
First of all, if you catch her with X mark, sure she can use Shadow
5
Realm, but she's
seconds
still gonna
remaining.
get copy spell combo, and then you can.
Flashy hero we've seen Samael on. This is
No,
very much like, we tank, we can push a little bit, we can play the slow game. We're playing a slow game against a Magnus.
yeah, that's that's two ways of looking at this, right? One is it doesn't play make very much, but the other one is take tower. And I think EG's game plan going into this is we're gonna play around Dragon Knight taking towers, and we need to do because I don't think you're happy just trading farm in this. I think you're not gonna be side in terms of Vici Gaming at the same time. That's the other thing. They're not just like a passive team. Like they
Oh,
have
yeah.
playmaking heroes too. So you have this like nice duality in the lineup of feeling
10
confident going late, but
seconds.
also being able to fight early and have strong lanes. It's a very well-rounded line.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
do like the choice though from while I get a little bit iffy about Samael not playing like a Storm Spirit or a TA, someone with flash and higher snowball. Having the DK, Mag jumps you, hits the RP, you should be able to survive the initial hit. Then there's something that you can do about it. Like terrorize space, Flag can create some space, Samael can just tank through it and then just reposition. If you can't get a kill with your first,
A lot of the pressure in Titan Stomps actually very key role. And Elder Titan always plays the key role, right? Like you're gonna hit these teamfight spells, you're gonna be relatively useless.
why has he got his entire back to
He's
us?
turned.
It's like, it's like, fine, no, I don't want responsibility.
But this feels extra important in this game because there's no elusive carries in the enemy team that you can't really stomp. So you have a lot of play potential, and your team is going to rely quite a lot on stomps. Let's see if we can get a strong individual performance out of Fly this game. If we do, I think this game is really exciting. You know, based on history at this tournament so far, these last 2 days, VG Gaming going in as clear favorites. And let's see how warmed up EG have really exciting. Got today. Point where they can
Step lively now. Your apple is on board.
monster of a team.
Let's see how our lanes rack out.
Prepare to make way.
Rotzi.
Who made you?
He's had
captain?
such a beast
It's
of a top.
pronounced
Put him on
admiral.
a troll. Buff up. This is scary to see him play. But he'll work with DY down that bottom lane. Looks like unless you end up getting the normal lane as well from says S4 is going to be down there. Yang's going to be heading up north. Work with Fade further to the north. He's got an it back that he scratch. Nari will be our kunker.
This off lane play is a weird lane. Mag Ogre. Both of them are relatively tanky and hard to kill. Mel is very
I'm playing mid.
30 seconds to battle.
S4. I have a hero that stuns.
I love these picks.
Why yes, my hair is always perfect.
Crit. So, looks like runes are going to go 2 for 2 more than likely, unless somehow Paparazzi will get one bottom.
He's this Fade and Fly. They're just high-fiving each other inside the jungle.
No.
Crit's going to come over, he's going to throw down the bramble, and well, Ogre's going to stay on top of the rune. Yang's able to claim that one, and a quick skewer from Fade tries to create a little bit more space. There's a lot of early damage that they'll cop, but 3 bounty runes.
More or less negligible on Ogre. He has so much base region.
13.3 when he's got the Mango and a Tango.
It's okay, like, what else would you do, right? You might as well cast a spell and do some damage. Fade is already planning to pull the second wave up here, acknowledging that their dual lane is not particularly strong and that they're facing a tri-lane as well. So, the trade-off for this is that S4 is going to be very sad.
Yeah, he's already taken a stun from DY and a lot of damage, but that's why Crit rotates down towards the bottom lane, and he's going to move through the bramble. DY so low on life, the Actors, he'll turn for another stun. S4 can't reach him. DY will be able to live and move back.
None of them have salves though. It's going to take a long time for him to heal up. That's laning space for S4 right there.
Keep the tension high. That's what we want to see.
A little detail up top of what Fade just did with the creep wave that he pulled behind the tower. He ran it in circles inside the small camp so that when this connects behind his tower, he's not allowing Fly to pull that camp. If he would have pulled it all the way, Fly could have just been like, you know what, I'm going to go for a pull or go for it after. Oh.
He said, oh, we're Fly. Well, there's the TP away to safety, and Fade can now, in nice comfort, farm up this lane.
Back
And
next to our team,
Yang's,
he's like, bro, I
Yang's
know how
already
you
got the
feel
other
now.
one. Yo, high five, bro. Great pull, bro. Great. Oh, wait, no. Left him hanging too long.
Oh, that's fitting. Bottom lane? Nothing's happening. Okay, mid lane. Nothing's
I'm sorry. There's a lot happening down on bottom lane. There's brambling up again. There's farm to be had. There's items to progress into. Never nothing.
And look at Fade again. He's putting a lot of emphasis up top on blocking this camp. So once again, this small camp is unavailable. Blocked it twice in a row. And now that Ogre is almost level 3, they're like, good enough. Enjoy your time, Yang. Get your levels. I'm going to go bottom. I'm going to secure Troll's lane and start giving us a huge advantage on this. Find our Arcane Rune on the way. This could be leading into our first blood. They will not be expecting this Magnus rotation, I do. Oh, S4 is kind of already
he's already
kind of
so
dying.
low. They want to go for crit probably, but the easier one is just to skewer through the tree line and take out S4. Fire Strike will happen, but he doesn't get to the other side of Magnus. And first blood is actually going to be S4. Fade skewers away from crit, away from the bramble. He's also got a couple of friends hanging along with him, but crit, even with Shadow Realm, he knows he doesn't have enough damage. And Yang's able to just take this top lane by himself. Like, Fly's actually having to salve his early harassment. He's now completely out of regeneration. But this is off-lane Ogre, everybody.
I love Ogre. What a hero. I love this.
Ari into towards the mid, connects over on the torrent. DY looking for the follow-up stun, able to get in range to Sumail. In a little bit of trouble, comes onto the tower, but so Ari, he's having trouble getting through those 2 points up in Dragonblood. DY will take the aggro of the tower away from him. Ari just lines up the level 2 Tidebringer, bringing down Sumail.
Very nice kill. I wonder if he should suicide to the tower right now. Doesn't seem like he wants to. Gonna deny a little bit instead.
Still some good CS.
It's a really big timing on this game too, because Sumail just lost, okay, only 2 creeps, almost 3. If you can gank around the time that the creep gets in tower, the loss is just that much bigger.
They're gonna look towards crit in a second. Still, actually no, Paparazzi has not nowhere near a fight. Courier's got to go back and pick himself up some regen.
Get spotted one thing. I guess he already did that.
South and Mango. And S4 is just not having a good. Like it's still 15 for 1. Like the CS is nice.
It's okay.
But
Doing fine. Kind of. What's a 6?
okay, maybe now this will make it work. Nope. DY gets the stun.
Okay,
So,
his XP isn't the greatest, but he has the same net worth as O. It's not that bad. And now he's gonna steal a bit of this pull. Stack rather.
just I felt like S4 was being zoned out a hell of a lot more than all the numbers really say he was. Especially with this tri-lane, like. This has moved back up towards the top lane, putting down a ward. He's waiting here for the 5-minute bounty rune. Fly is moving over for it too. Ogre doesn't really have enough mana to work with. No, I don't think Fly actually saw that Fade was there, but Arteezy will. He'll come back over and go, okay, we have a couple of extra heroes here. Wait for the rune. Does Arteezy want to come down to it? No. We'll just end up trading on the other side as S4. Burrow strikes forward, finding DY down the tree lines. Crit throws out his own attack. 4 HP on DY.
Caustic?
Caustic.
Is under attack.
Think again. Dire Observer will get de-warded. Fade. Thanks to Crit intuition, maybe. Realized the Observer Ward was taken and Fly put down the deeper opt. Thor and Crit have a lot of fans chasing them. Starting session for EG. Towards mid. Ari, X marks, Torrent, Boat, Fade. Trying to look for it too. Body blocking down. Sumail realizes he can't go one way, so he'll head down towards Crit. That's a huge save. But Sumail could just walk this off, salve up. DY at least can cancel the last room. Actually, no, he can't. He can't even cancel the remaining point.
That was a really good play from Sumail. Movement there. It might look easy, like a small thing, but what it did there, it's no joke.
Double damage.
Really, really good move. Survived that. Magnus couldn't find the skewer angle. And even though Kunkka got level 6 first, Sumail's fine.
We're trying to battle into Fly. The Astral Spirit's got to wear off. He's trying to stomp and get something out of this, but it won't happen. Ori.
Here comes Roshan. Oh, almost got. Aggroed him with the Tidebringer.
So 4 kills in 6 minutes. It's that slower kind of pace game that we were expecting both these teams to play.
Gaming game plan is very nicely. Troll and Kunkka both great farm. Magnus having levels in the floral and decent farm. He wants to play. Gaming game plan is very nicely. Troll and Kunkka both great farm.
How quick will this morph link up?
He's not very far behind, but still, it's something. Just Yang being annoying.
The power of the Ogre.
That for. He has a Soul Ring in the courier bottom. I was wants to cast more stuns than this, but yeah, Paparazzi. Papa comes first, and everybody else can get the.
Dust and S4 is just going to Burrow Strike away.
And now S4, like, it's falling further and further compared to Ogre. He still has the same gold, but now he's a level and a half behind.
Heroes in mid from EG. I know this is first Dragon form and you want to do as much damage to the tier 1 tower as possible. Thanks to Dire Obs, they see a lot too.
They really want to. It's not just the Dragon, it's the fact that they're playing against Mag, right? You gotta take some initiative. They're very much under pressure in this.
A achieving some level of objective. Smells Dragon Form
To catch us now.
does last a very long time. All they're finding is just illusion runes to mess with DY. But Ori and DY and Fade, all three having to tank it up in this mid lane. But there's now 4 heroes from EG. I guess K's moved a little bit further back, farming underneath the Radiant D-Bobs. Dragon Tail stun from Sumail to start this off. Fly Spirit, Dragon Tail stun, but Sumail just lost his Dragon Form, so he won't get the range stun anymore.
Yep. This is a really great spread of heroes. I think this is the perfect map spread that VG have right now. They put Magnus mid from XP and gold.
Good range axes, slows down S4 another, gets him in range of the X-Mark Torrent boat. And S4, nothing to really work with apart from death. Ori will claim his life.
Deluged!
So basically, the way VG are playing the map right now, they're accomplishing everything they want. Yang is being top and being annoying and just being big. And the Magnus is getting levels and gold mid so that they get higher levels of power. And then the Kunkka, because mid is taken by Mag, is freed up to go and make moves with X-Mark, and they just got a kill on the Sand King, so they're getting kills while farming while stacking. Really textbook Magnus gameplay right now from them. And showing why Kunkka was an excellent last pick already.
Said EG need to try and make a play with it when they're under pressure, but how do you stop this type of tempo control this up? Maybe you can get something up on this top lane, but
I think it's just hard for their lineup right now. Dragon Knight is a power, but he doesn't have strong heroes to play with yet. Dark Willow's level 4, Elder Titan's level 3. Sand King has very bad time bottom level 5. The plays aren't really presenting themselves right now.
they're trying to actually contest with these runes. Crit, get rid of the Sentry Ward nice and quickly, but it's 5 seconds until the bounty's going to spawn. The Observer Ward saw Smells up very early on, so they know just how much is here, but thanks to the X-Mark Torrent Chef, the combination hits so hard in towards Crit. The Bar Strike from S4 gets chained onto the Troll Warlord, but where's your big damage? He's got to come in, Fly's got plus 60, trying to pump it into Paparazzi with whirling axes. There's not much more to give. Dark Willow still the first one and only one to die during this fight, and DY with a double stun keeps the rest of EG off VG's back. But underneath the tower, they realize he's alone. And they will die for it, but DY, they'll just TP out the adaptive strike from Arteezy, will reach him in time. With the follow-up stun, nothing DY can do.
And they need to get this. I think they will. Siege Creep and a Dragon Form. So, good move. Good from Arteezy to join up for this as well. I think that was necessary as well, so they got the bounty. Mid defense, good. Another really good aspect about this hero that we didn't talk about pre-game also brings to the table. He's a really good tower defender. Putting that Sandstorm and playing behind the tower while you're defending is a really powerful ability to have.
Top tower needs some
Need him up on top. He's done the work in mid. So now we'll head up top. Fortification on the creep wave. Paparazzi. Just wants something out of this tower. With Yang's movement up too. And Lion. They're bringing all the numbers up towards the top from VG. But this still creates more space for Arteezy. Got the last hit in the bottom tower. He is going to go in for a Lincoln Sphere as his first item. No man to start shenanigans.
Middle tower.
It's sinking.
Lots of trouble that later on.
Your ships.
Good stats, good read, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You're a little uncertain about it as well. Like, Manta style makes me feel like he has more of a play.
I don't know, I'm just thinking like what is good here. Because Lincoln has its merit against a hero like Lion, right? Against the Kunkka X-Mark.
Yeah,
But
when they're all together.
it does nothing against our team, and just like I'm like what else? That's always what is when you're looking at an item, you're like,
Is under attack.
well, what's better? Right?
Dire's
It's always
middle tower is
if
under
you don't like the
attack.
item, give a better suggestion, and no, it's really better. Rush is naughty
Radiant's top tower.
item or something tanky and has damage, but that probably doesn't feel that good either.
Top tower.
He gets both Lincoln as well as Skadi, and he becomes one of those immortals.
He gets really tanky, but then he also has two
Really tight.
items that provide relatively little in the way of damage. Blade Rush also feels bad.
There's only one
Yeah,
hero he can really kill, but E-Blade does sound good against the Troll Warlord, stopping him from...
Yeah. But
Then
you
it
gotta
gets
use it.
plays.
You gotta use it after battle transfer.
We're also talking about the Aghanim Scepter style build over on the Morph lane.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when he starts becoming the rest of his team?
The axe could have been interesting. First item, even. It's a bit unusual, but if you get it at the right timing, playing with Sync could have been a thing. And then you can try to take the team fight out with Dragon Knight.
Speaking Speaking of the SK, like we saw this in our last series. We're like, oh, SK, like that's a good time to play that. S4 completed it 13 minutes in. Obviously, he has had a lot better game than our previous SK that we saw, but still,
It's about the same.
This is yeah, roughly about the same. It's about a minute later. But VG Gaming, everyone's coming in quickly into the Shadow Realm. But hit by the Torrent, Dark Willow. Really difficult for Crit to get himself out of this one, and one more hit from Ori will do it. DY holding the finger, as you said, don't care about the buff. But Arteezy pushing into mid-town, fortification will kick up, but here's your X-Mark. Fly, Spirit, something's gonna come out, or maybe Arteezy just turns into Oak, and the stun will completely miss from DY.
That finger was good, I think.
They smoked up, I don't know if that was in range, if that was visible. But here they come, Epicenter, S4 looking to put the Burrow Strike power right in top of Ori with the Spirit and the Stomp. What's RTZ got? Samel's got the stun in with the ET stun. They actually hit everything into Ori, and they're going to bring down the raid boss. 35 seconds down, this allows them to move into the tier 1 tower, Evil Geniuses, and give Fly actually the kill of 497 gold.
That's a good dagger reveal. I think he was hoping for more than one kill, but they got the biggest one and the tower, so it's still very nice. Equalizing the game more or less. That's a good dagger reveal. I think he was hoping for more than one kill, but they got the biggest one and the tower, so it's still very nice. Equalizing the game more or less. Good amount of experience. They got two kills from the same king. If you don't give too many kills away after that, you have an in it.
Bounty!
3 runes again for Vici. I'm saying again. I feel like they got 3 the last time too. Or no, maybe that's the one Sumail got one.
Yeah, they battled on top of the runes for it.
Yep. Speaking of Sumail, he's closing in on a pretty good Radiance time. Gonna be sub 20.
It's not bad when you have to go like Treads and Bracer and full wand.
It's a solid timing overall.
Arteezy wants to do something about Fade. Can't just let this guy continuously farm up, but he's already hit the 4 points up in Empower. But while he's doing this, he is staying a little bit further away, but I suppose Troll Warlord. It's almost like wait until the duration's about to run out, Fade TP is over, let me just rebuff you.
But Yang took cast range in.
Really need the range on it?
Illusion.
Cast range is a really good stat. It's just, it's only 100. But
well, we saw like the Lion cast range in the
yeah, that was a lens. That's much. Oh yeah, and the town.
yeah, he ended up getting both.
Yeah.
And Ichi don't have a. Well, I suppose they do have some good ways to get into the back lines with S4. But you don't have the same delivery pop system with the lifesteal and kill off the
No, I'm not completely sure about this. I've had this thought as well that talents are maybe needed because the map when they really start kicking in, times it feels a little. But Ogre's 90
fortified structures.
pretty stable good since it got upgraded from 60 to 90.
This is a nice smoke move. They might be able to catch out DY. Fly's already moving over. They see him running north. He's got a TP scroll, using it around the tree line. And they actually don't. Burrow strike back from S4. Will be able to connect and crit. Kill secures with the Shadow Realm damage.
I'll take that arm from
Dire's middle.
This opens up space. Ichi moved all the way up north to try and take this fight. And I thought Ori was going to hang around a little bit longer and really push this tower.
Dire's middle tower is under
Very defensive about it. Caution's the name of the.
Ichi have good reach. Playing against the tanking with dagger, you always do very carefully. He will blink stun. They will follow up with it or an alert stomp. Or get into trouble.
Interesting to watch the Warden game as set. Behind where the tier 1 tower used to be up on top, and then behind the tier 1 tower on bottom lane on the hillside. Anywhere VG Gaming could potentially be aggressively pushing around.
About that for a second. Warding defensively against Magnus, right?
Yeah. It's like you believe you're going to hit a better timing than the entire team with Magnus. Like, RTZ's got the courier over the secret shop right now. He's got the ultimate orb coming. And he's going to potentially just walk straight into him. He's got a X-Mark. He's going to time this perfectly, but no, X-Mark into Torrent. It'll connect. With a chain stuns, RTZ will fall. Won't lose any money, but he's dead for 43 seconds.
And like, you were talking about the possibility of going Manta. He is exposed for a while against Best.
Under pressure.
He looks at
What's this?
he's in his PA.
Fortified their
He's not even going Manta. Even better for me.
Dire's middle
That's
tower.
a core kill and a mid tower.
Yep.
The Magnus team once again farming up.
They're not even looking to fight. Like, Chris still pushing out on bottom lane. So if VG wanted, with the tier 1 towers lost, all the top towers lost as well, Roshan becomes a big option.
Dire are scanning for
I think Samal wants to get rid of that Observer Ward in mid. You saw it. It's easy money to push him towards the Radiance. Now they smoke up behind it. So Samal gets rid of the ward, and now the Radiance comes on the courier. But Roshan's not being done. So Fly will scout. There's nothing to see.
Yeah, I think you might want at least a medallion. And I imagine Ogre wants to go for Solar Crest after Pipe in this game. It's not really a good guard game, so no need to consider that item.
Are
yeah,
Radiant using echolocation?
VG also want to get the Blink Dagger over on the Mags first, but you get BKB now done for Kunkka. It'll come on the courier. Fade's farming the Blink Dagger up on top lane. And Evil Geniuses, without the cover of smoke, are going to enter into the Radiant jungle. VG, they saw him walk past with the Observer Ward, so they have no issue about this at all. But Paparazzi on the front lines, I feel like they can fight, they'll fight. They got 2 10-second BKBs. You feel pretty good.
They are really. I think
This is Roshan time. You actually forced EG into it.
fighting this lineup for each requires sync. I don't think they have enough time without a good FP. So you've got to be really cautious about how you select your fights. Maybe you can blink stun with Sand King, bait out BKB, try to reset Kite, but you don't really have the items for that yet. Sand King doesn't have Force Staff, Willow doesn't have Force Staff.
Crit's fine inside the tree line. You're gonna miss the torrent from the Kunkka. I would actually want to start running his Spirit around, doing some scouting, but he's hiding inside this Invis rune. EG Gaming will smoke up and they're going to rotate around the southern side. And EG are not holding that high ground position anywhere near the shrine. But X-Mark, Torrent, have they got somebody? They've got Samael. He's still got 1 charge. It's a good ET stop, catching up for an S4. Gets the Baron struck out with 2, with an ET splitter as well. Ogre's having a hard time running away. Yeah, he's got a lot of life, but now RTZ comes in, but he gets hit by the Spirit Vessel. And back up, done. Morphling can't go anywhere. So quickly, RTZ will die. But the buyback comes in from Crit. They need to catch Paparazzi now. The BKB is gone. S4 fire strike himself forward, but thanks to the great Bramble positioning from Crit, the double stuns are available. Paparazzi will go down. Samal with a triple kill, and Ori, the Cursed Crown is still going to connect. Fly wants to punch him down, but he's going to get hexed up. Visions can only slap. But Crit, he can hit a little bit harder, but even that Shadow Realm, not enough to connect it to Kunkka. DY runs up the hill, and the follow-up fire strike. Great chaining abilities from Evil Geniuses, chasing VG Gaming to their side of the river. Maybe Fade with the Blink Skewer can catch out S4. He's looking at him, but he's not going to go for it.
That was really, really good support. Both Fly and...
You put the pressure on Fly.
Solid spell casting. Like, it's necessary there to get this turnaround, and then it looks good for VG. But then they buy the time to outlast the BKBs like we talked about. They actually kited them, and then S4 can re-engage, and that's when they start running them down with the Willow buybacks. Nicely done by EG in this fight, and that was going to be one of the harder fights of the game. VG kind of took it maybe a little too close to the tower and a little bit too good of a defensive position, and they opened on Dragon Knight. But still, that fight was not really an easy... RP was not cast, and that is really credit to this.
They said that fight was going to be hard, but it was definitely essential. The net worth and the experience advantage was moving up so fast for VG Gaming, and VG want to get that back. They smoke up as 5, they'll run up through mid. And who have they got? They've got Crit. That's the only person to go on. But RTZ getting bigger and bigger. He's still farming up on the bottom lane.
Dire are scanning
First
for
down.
enemies.
Force finish that up.
Established pretty good map control to try for road.
Dire scanned it though, and it pinged.
Pinged in the end. So this isn't, you can interpret this in two ways. It was green for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then it got red right before the end. So I might just think, oh, okay, they weren't doing road, but somebody just ran past.
EG smoking
But
now.
they are checking it.
ET Spirit will run through everyone of VG Gaming. They know the gig is up.
Yep.
But Arteezy won't join this. Like, you do still have the Shrine available. There's an observer and sentry ward watching the TP in. But if Arteezy can keep the pressure on the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, it does exactly this. Force a hero to come down and deal with it. It's going to be Ori.
Line of hype.
Oh wow, they actually found someone in mid. Magnus really caught out, feared, and they need to actually kill him off before the RP can happen. They're able to do so. X marks the spot. This one's going to catch out flying. Remember, he's still pretty damn tanky. 1500 HP they'll have to get through, but they have enough. 1-for-1 trade-off, and Magnus does buy back.
Pretty thing.
Obviously, not compared to Upper He's got like 26 armor on this troll wall.
That was not a fair fight, okay? That was not a fair fight. So 2 buybacks, Mag and Elder, and they will... So what I was going to say about Arteezy, he changed his item build.
He's going into the Ags now.
Or actually, rather, he was thinking about 2 builds. I thought he was thinking about Manta so that he could remove the Vessel, and I thought that was what Blade was for.
Yeah.
And he was hovering the E-Blade, but he's going into Ags instead, so he can turn into that.
He had both the Ags as well as the Blade queued up, but the Ags was definitely queued up second.
Yeah, Manta still, yeah. Not a Morphling player here. I think the Ags is great. He's very susceptible to Vesselins. Clearly a problem.
We'll have to get it a little bit later, but maybe he just understands what they need to win the team fights. Like, what's the timing you're really going to reach for EG? Battle for 25-minute runes. Ari's going to try the torrent. Crit comes a little closer. Bramble will give him the cover. Hilariously enough, everyone's up on top. There isn't a single person near the bottom bounty runes, and Crit's already making the TP down to get them. Not too shabby for the money. 90 gold for everybody, with every bounty picked up. That's 90 gold. What you really need to see up on top of that hill, the sentry ward's been right next to that observer for a while.
Dire's
It
middle
sees EG's
tower is
movements
under
way too
attack.
clearly. Always feels like when VG go for Roshan, they've got this slightly deeper observer ward,
For my chest.
Yeah.
watching the movement come in. And that's not one you check unless you go up on a hill. We'll settle down for the moment. We'll put a foot across the river, just looking for any kind of vision that VG has set up. Kanka's just trying to keep...
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom tower.
I think
won't
Arteezy's okay
last
with this though.
long.
He still needs a little bit more farm time. 300 gold and he'll have the Aghanim Scepter. And he'll claim it from this bottom lane.
Haste.
Has it now, comes on the courier. And EG still have one more smoke sitting on top of Fly. They've also got both Veil as well as Medallion done on S4. Gonna finish that into a Solar Crest.
Might be a way of trying to deal with the troll, that whoever he ulties, he can Solar Crest then, but also feels like a good 4-staff game. Lion Hex, we save people from RP, buy a little bit of time. It's definitely a good...
Kinda need to push out this lane before they go for it.
Wait, what?
What?
S4 has Fade's mana? When did that...
Why has he actually got Arcane Boots in his stuff?
why does he have... Okay, hang on, let's watch the fight first.
Yeah, let's just move forward. Well, SK in a little bit of trouble with those stolen boots. He's trying to run himself away. S4, the follow-up Suns will be there. He has buyback available. Smells already burned through his BKB. But the same can be said for the rest of VG Gaming. The ship will be able to connect a little bit further north while Ogre dies in the lane. So Ogre is properly down, so it's a 5v4. They break the Lincoln Sphere on Morphling from a long range. And now as DY is a little bit too close. Fly trying to get the Spirit in front of him. I think Troll Warlord really wants to fight those status, taking some extra damage. Now the stun comes through, but it will not connect on DY. He has the movement speed to back up.
Okay.
But yeah, do we have, okay, so back to what we were looking at. Right now, as you said, there's Arcane Brute stolen inside the backpack.
Yeah, so somehow, I didn't notice this in the game, but there must have been a point when Fade was dropping mana boots for efficiency, and then S4 Blink stunned him and took the mana boots away. That's a 1500.
Do we actually have, like, we missed it. Is there a replay on any of our perspectives to see that from production? I don't know if we have it.
The reason he's not destroying them is they increase the net worth, the Magnus, as far as I'm aware, for buyback cost.
Okay.
Something like this when he's holding onto them, because they're still in the game, I think.
So technically they still belong to the Magnus?
But when I look at Magnus' net worth, it's 4k, which is the cost of his mana boots, dagger, and stick. So I don't know. I'm actually uncertain about this. This happens pretty rarely, after all. I think we should just...
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, it's a good stomp, just delaying Roshan. Paparazzi gets back into it. S4 coming in close. The Spirit will come in once again, giving more information. DK, no Blink Dagger, but he'll get his feet wet with the Torrent.
Yeah, that choice for Ogre to go Vlad's over Solar Crest is helping troll Rosh a lot. But it's free. It's not taking any damage while Roshing.
Yeah.
And it makes the engagement for EG a lot harder. If they didn't have Vlad's, if he had Solar, I don't think they would be hitting the Rosh. You can try to bait them and see what they can. Kind of game.
I just love it. It's double brambles. Because Arteezy's throwing one out. You've got Crit throwing out another one. It's this never-ending AoE area of stun. Like, how do you actually run that thicket?
Wait,
yeah, he's got Shadow Realm too. Obviously. X marks the spot. Here comes Ari, running forward towards Sumail. He's still got that BKB available. Fade, missing on the skewer. Sumail still very patiently didn't burn the BKB. Cricket, good bramble out. Is there a follow-up? They're just trying to get rid of the vision for the moment. EG not taking the fight, and just defensive bramble after defensive bramble, which has been having this 5-5 standoff in mid.
Ogre's like, I go and create money. Experiment was successful, plus 480.
Hopefully gonna wait for him in. They're going for Roshan. Great torrent timing from Kunkka. Seeing Arteezy, giving it a shot. He'll go for the defensive bramble once again. As the bounties traded up a little bit.
Brambles everywhere.
This is so stupid in a lot of ways, but this is what they wanted, right? Great AoE control. Never-ending smoking. Alright, time to go in again. Time to get hit by Torrent. But Arteezy can keep going for this. He still does some quite significant damage. And the ET Storm tries to create a load of extra space, a little bit too far off though.
That Shadow Realm. Disgusting.
He knows he can get out of jail free, right?
No, he has the Ags, right? He's getting all the Shadow Realm attacks with the Aghanim. The Willow, which basically means you're gonna see it there.
Yep.
He only got one attack off, so he didn't actually. He did it before on Roche. So that might be his primary target. We weren't really thinking about this. We were thinking about the Sand King, which is an obvious choice, I suppose. Just getting the second Burrow Strike is huge impactful, but also turning into Dark Willow and firing Shadow Realm is pretty distinct. So yeah, that's strong. But it's not very strong against BKB, and it's not very strong if you get RP, so it still has to play carefully.
My waters rise.
Gonna head back down to the bottom lane to farm up. Arteezy needs the monies. And VG Gaming, they've been sitting at 5 for so long. Like, we should just see this flat line almost in the experience graph. All right, Paparazzi goes back in. Oh no, there's a Spirit.
They're out farming because Ogre has Midas. It's kind of funny. Nobody's getting any farm, so Ogre just Midas is 500 gold every 2 minutes.
Good turn over on Crit. Arteezy's already returned to the fight. As we leave Roshan back where we started him. This has been a 5-minute Roshan attempt from both sides. There you go. Now Willow can out-farm them. 120 gold per minute. Hits level 15. VG Gaming, I think they've had enough of this. They're smoking up. They're roaming around. Both teams have scan available. But they're trying to get around the back of Evil Geniuses. And there's the Radiant scan. They're looking towards Roshan. Where does the Dire scan? Do they feel it? They're looking further to the north. Yeah, they know something's not right. And Fly walks in, breaks the smoke already over on Ori. And they've got Anthony to cast. He's just gonna die! Instantly dead on Crit. Paparazzi, the damage output from Burbling! He's just throwing out so much. The RP will connect onto Sumail. The D1 to the follow-up chain. Actually, no, he's just waiting it out. Sumail will now BKB and look to walk away while the hit hits on Yang. He couldn't get away from the cursed crown while S4 run out of here. Finally, he will go down to Fly, who actually brought back to get this one, but it's a triple kill for Arteezy. He's the bigger man, but S4, he may get the biggest one of all. Paparazzi up in the air, still has BKB available, will actually dodge the Burrow Strike from Arteezy and walk it all off. All this began because of Roshan, but with so many heroes dead from BG, it looks like EG feel like they can just go in for Roshan.
BG used the entire fight trying to kill the Dragon Knight. They had like the most sick stun chain, perfect spell casting, like one at a time, not a single opportunity for Sumail to get BKB off, and he tanked everything. 3,000 health, the magic resist from the Bracer, the armor from the Kiris, all of that came into play, so he survived with 200 health, and Arteezy killing the troll is the deciding factor of that fight, 100%. Paparazzi was not ready for it, got burst way too quickly, and suddenly, we have a huge swing. Well, what do you know?
Yep. We're heading to the south on the gold and the experience graph.
And EG have done a really good job not getting on. Like, there hasn't been a single really good RP fade. Arguably, he's also 1,500 gold down from losing a pair of mana boots, which is, you know, big. But still.
Yeah, did we ever find out how he lost those? I don't think we ever came back to it. We just know it's in SK's backpack, but I don't know if Productions managed to track down that one moment. Another way, great fight for the Evil Geniuses, pushing ahead by just over 4,000. Okay. We're pushing in now on bottom lane, so Arteezy is looking so good with the E-Blade pop. And what does VG Gaming look for themselves? Like, your fight just hasn't paid off. You still then try and slow things up. You go back to the Magnus style play of the game. Or is EG in too much of a commanding position that you have to be the instigators?
It's kind of dangerous, right? The Aegis on Morph, what just happened to the troll, and the fact that troll doesn't buy back. Kind of... EG are demanding a bit of respect right now. You gotta be really careful with... High ground attempt could be scary though.
Especially when Arteezy's coming in with an Aegis the Immortal, who's very happy to front line in the middle of his own bramble, knowing there's a secondary one to get him out.
Selfish.
Love how Arteezy's sitting on like just on the edge of the range of the Tidebringer effect too. Yeah, everything's fine. House isn't burning.
Nice.
Just says, there's already been a couple of notes going this way of OS Rock today. And you know that IO, like, he works really well. Hey, Wind Ranger, yeah, it works even better. Definitely see the synergy that Evo Geniuses was looking for. And they needed to pull something out. They went in the greatest position. Arteezy's gonna get hit by the torrent. Blink forward. Looking for a time. Wait, no! He got instant stunned by the bramble. He couldn't do anything. So quickly dead. 45 seconds on the sideline at EG. They'll look to push up now.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They've got Dragon Form, almost full duration, another Bramble onto Yang. The buyback comes in from the Magnus.
Oh man, it's gonna be so annoying to play into all these Brambles. I'm just trying to imagine how it is to play in this game right now for you. It's gonna be so annoying.
Hey, if there's one thing I know you can do, Cinder, and it's work out what it's like to be on the receiving end.
Okay.
That's like every single example you've given today when you've done your analytics. I know what it's like to be on the other end of a Morphling.
Yeah.
Or on the other end of a Sand King.
It's rough. It's just like you need to keep calm, you know, in these games for a very long time. They already had this like marathon around the Roshan with 10 Brambles.
Oh, they found Ori. They actually got the stun out as well before he's able to get the BKB. The E-Blade will connect, but Ori will burn that BKB down to 7 seconds on that. What big abilities did you really use? DK's now got a full heart available. Arteezy's still got this Aegis Immortal for a while.
Double damage.
Anybody want a Bramble?
They're going. Get him while they're hot.
He can push the tower from the local. As long as they have vision on the enemy high ground. See, when this creep wave gets into base, he's going to Shadow Realm, and then he's going to...
Boom, 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 boom. Torrent will at least slow him down.
VG are biding their time, but they can't keep doing this forever. How long is left? 1 minute. Okay, maybe. Maybe the play here is waiting exactly until Aegis is about to expire and then trying to go.
Easy again. Looking for a big hit. They'll trigger the Lincoln Spears. Some mail.
4.4k health.
Yep.
40 armor.
He actually got hit by the Tidebringer and didn't even change his health.
Okay, are EG gonna back off now that Aegis is running?
Yeah, I think so. They're reaching that point. They're giving a lot of respect to VG gaming. Like, but then again, VG's doing the same type of thing. Like, they're always keeping 5 heroes. It's not like a random hero moving off to the side. Until now, Ogre needs something to Midas. That's why he's coming up.
Yep.
She needs multiple things to Midas, so he'll try the creep wave.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff
No multicast?
wind.
No multicast. He got one.
Boo!
RTZ's going in again. The tier 3 tower. It's just the Yamato cannon from the back line on rapid fire.
Imagine how Loda were reacted if this.
Not impressed. Butterfly is now done for the Troll Warlord, so he is putting his money into something. Ogre's getting a little stronger too, plus 40 strength. Because Ogre now needs 3.33k.
Yep.
Invisibility.
Bloodlust attack. Like, he's a core ogre, so strength is really valuable. I don't know if tankiness is what's going to win them the fight, more so than the ability to bring down one key target fast enough on the enemy team. Like, if ogre's getting focused in the first place, I think EG will only do that if they're like really good position to fight already, right?
Unless he just feels like Troll's got enough attack speed and conquers a one hit.
Yeah.
And everything should die.
It all adds up though. It all adds up.
You actually like Ori as well, not going for like the full-on crit, the big tiebreaker hit. He's going in for Assault Cuirass now.
You mean two Daedalus?
Yeah.
I think the AC is better.
They're trying to bring down
Gives him more
Radiant's
damage
tower.
overall. Gotta be the best possible. Tankiness as well. His armor is really low on his hero. You see, he's got 16 currently. That's very low at this point in
Radiant
the
are
game.
scanning for enemies.
Be a lot more sustainable. Now. Farm up the buyback, get the map a little bit more control. But we got the tower, and now suddenly he's just gonna buy it. No buyback.
Is under attack.
Midded.
Still hits an 11.
Dire's bottom tower is under
The
attack.
game still feels like it's hanging in the balance. Like, EG are clearly in a very good position, but they have yet to take a tier 3 tower, and they didn't get to use their Aegis. So,
I think they understand
any
too,
good
like Fade hits an RP and this whole game
Oh.
changes around. And well, Ori gets caught out and the game could change too. He'll BKB and run away.
Great heal. Crits the X mark. Forces him to walk back. And yeah, Kunkka can't afford to buy back. He dies, it's a... So yeah, EG are just going to control this area. Wait for the next Roche. If VG aren't interested in getting anything going, EG are pretty happy with it right now. They've outlasted the first 2 Magnus, I guess, and now the third one is going to be the final challenge. When his cores are starting to get 6 slotted, this power obviously ramps up in strength. But since Mag has had no item progression for 20 minutes, he is no bigger threat than he was before. Imagine if Yang had a BKB right now, what the game would be like. He would be able to BKB blink RP with 0 counters, be able to ignore the bramble mazes, but for now he's way more limited in his gameplay.
Here comes VG. 5-man smoke up, wrap around. Evil
Samel wants to
Geniuses.
get caught.
No one's got scan, and yeah, Samel is definitely baiting. Creep wave gets pulled off to the side, so VG no. And so does EG. EG's literally waiting on the hill. Blink, Skewer can actually kill off the try and be quick about this one. Impossible, the terror is going to the beacon to be protected. So the battle will go down. He does not have buyback about but now your RP connects. Fire strike will come through. But then the Magnus, he does fall down. There's RTs, he just have enough while everyone sits there stunned by flight. He created so much more space for the torrent. It sends the lead SK up into the air. So Ori will be able to finish him off, but Arteezy is not done just yet. Back into the Dark Willow, so he can turn around and get the E-Blade pop into DY. They're taking away as much of his mana as possible. Paparazzi and Fly having their own little battle to the northern side of the lane. But the blink burrow strike forward. It's Ori stunned up still. Arteezy doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Goes for another stun, but now Ori still on the run back out, man. Paparazzi, he can't do much, especially when Crit just had the Bedlam sitting right on top of them. The Curse Crown, they know it's going to get Paparazzi. That's where the buyback's coming in from BDP. Keep gaming. They need more damage, but S4. Huge damage from the side. He'll end up falling just as quickly, but Fly, has he got enough to Paparazzi? He just stands his ground, does the damage, and now it's VG Gaming with the numbers. Arteezy, the Immortal, will crack, and maybe he's got enough life. Change around to how many people you want to, but can he actually survive? He's buying time, but it won't be enough.
Yikes, he would have got the kill too.
If Paparazzi died.
That was a lot of buybacks. Who won?
Who won?
So, okay.
Whoever kills Roshan now probably wins. EG will have to buy back to stop this. The EG Spirit's looking at it.
The cool thing about this play is that Sumail the whole time was deliberately baiting, thinking he couldn't die because his team's next to him, but he got skewered so far away. Vici knew exactly where his whole team was. They isolate him, they burst him without using RP, so they have it afterwards to follow up on the incoming team fight, and Sumail did not have buyback. If he had a buyback there, that fight does not nearly unfold the way it just did, but... Okay, what did they force? They forced buyback out of Morph, Elder Titan,
yeah, so you got
and Sand King and Willow. So 4 buybacks from EG.
And you got it from Ogre as well as Kunkka.
Ogre, Kunkka.
Yeah, Magnus had his on buyback, but it's off cooldown in 10 seconds time. And Roshan has stopped thanks to the buyback from Morphling. So Arteezy, he had no other choice. Yang, man, that's real close, Yang. But he's
DD Troll. They have 15 seconds.
They got to go on for Roshan. Fly, he's got Spirit up right now, so he can send it in.
Just dice fast.
It'll go over Yang and Roshan down at 4k HP. They're moving in. Sumail, there's your stop. Paparazzi moves out, comes back in again, battling Roshan just on the edge. Here comes your Terrorize. He won't be pushed back out. Paparazzi, BKB, grabs the Aegis Immortal, and then may grab a little bit more to the Mail. He can't die. The BKB comes up and did that damage. Ori, how do you survive this? You get inflated pop, and there's still enough magical damage. No, he'll BKB, but it's still open him up to the physical attacks as well. Back up the hill. Morphling, waveforms in. Arteezy, he's brought down Ori for a full 2 minutes. It's a great double barrel strike, however. That'll buy more space. You've lost the SK. Have they got more? Fly, he's low on life too. Hangs up in the back, climbs to the Mail. He can still take through a hell of a lot. DDY just threatening Fly dry, and maybe they have enough through Paparazzi. He's doing the range attack, but hasn't got enough. They've got a better target. It's the Mail, but the Curse Crown, it buys just enough space. Yang and Paparazzi stunned for the moment, while Arteezy will waveform himself out to safety. The buyback comes in from the Magnus, and EG are in full retreat.
Bounty, which my matriarch will prize.
What a fight!
This is getting intense.
Wait.
If it's not already, it's getting there.
There's so much good stuff happening in these fights from both teams. This is like...
Let's pick one and highlight it.
This might be the best game I've seen this tournament. Not because both teams are playing like flawlessly, but there's so many good individual plays, a lot of exciting, intense moments. This is the kind of game we wanted. And Kunkka didn't end up using the cheese in this fight, and Troll didn't use the Aegis, so there's still massive advantage for VG heading into the next one, because we're going to see a little bit of a bramble attempt. They should be fine.
It's poking and prodding. Let's have a quick look at this. So
first,
Roshan.
Paparazzi uses BKB to ensure that he doesn't get killed off by the, or get stopped by the Willow ulti. Therefore, he doesn't have BKB now. Ori takes way too much damage on this opening going in, and now Troll wants to pass him over the cheese, but I think they do it way too late. He gets it now, he swaps it in, dies. Now he doesn't get to use the cheese. Troll still has DD this entire fight. They blow up the Sand King as they're chasing up here. And the RP skewer, if Kunkka is alive here, if he gets that cheese off earlier, they probably win the game, even. Not just the fight, they might even have won game. Escaping on a no health is Fly, escaping on very low health is Sumail. Arteezy in the backline gets kills, keeps kiting them around. Willow escapes to the top, and, you know, just super close fight overall from both teams.
This is actually fantastic to see from EG, because like earlier today you saw them hang around just that, like they win the fight. I think there was a fight around top, like the dark side top rune, and they took the fight, they chased it down a little bit too far, and then they just lost 4, and the game just completely escalated after that point. But this time around, like EG, they knew it's like, okay, we got the fight, let's back up, let's reset. We still feel pretty good about this game.
And they seem to know the limits just better than yesterday, where they had just moments of clear overhype that I can really remember, and that was Sumail baiting in mid and actually getting skewered 1,000 range away and getting killed. But it was deliberate, and they did it as a team. That's just one time that they kind of, they probably didn't consider the possibility of him getting skewered all that way to the right. Mac is still. It's actually crazy.
It's been rough. It's been rough. But it's also just been this massive team fight. If you actually look at the KDAs, the amount of assists that go through EG, like without obviously the 8 on the Morphling, it's 12, 12, 16, 17, and then you're getting a little bit more spread out for VG Gaming. Everyone just has to fight together. But this is the first time we've really seen VG in a while move across the river. But it's definitely happening because we're playing this almost like do-si-do kind of style.
It's
move across the map.
Aegis and Cheats.
Yeah, they want to try and push in, but then the side lane pushes out as well.
Confidence, huge advantage to get more confident.
Middle tower is
There goes the Aegis though, they didn't get to use it at all.
Huge advantage gone.
Well, one of them.
Sumail's finished the MKB. Still has enough money for buyback, and he's rapidly approaching the consumed Moonshot.
Fleet just Tidebringer.
Yeah,
And
plus
Tidebringer.
60%, no
and,
fleet.
And Tidebringer talent. And 700.
It's that moment you actually wish he had something else apart from just the Daedalus.
He'll get there. Crits. That, oh, wow.
Oh, as he blinks over, T1 gets the Hex. Well, he got the bounty rune.
Wow.
Loses his life, but he got the bounty rune.
He didn't blink, force, or Shadow Realm, right? He just ran over behind. I would have thought, okay, if you want to go for a risky play and get the rune, don't you like use all of your mobility first to try to create space to where you think the enemy. That was very
would make sense.
uncharacteristic.
Unless he thought they were going to over jump him.
I mean, if he would have used Shadow Realm and TPD, also would have died, because Lion has a ground stun, right? But if he would have blink forced, maybe they wouldn't have found him in the trees or something.
These creep numbers. Oh yeah, 23,000 from creep, 19,000 from creep. So we've got a long time left on this game. As Cinderin said, like we may be the first one in, but we're not going to be the last one out of this last series today. Troll Warlord, man, that's a lot of damage. Hit by the Veil, an adaptive strike, and goes down by just a little over 1/3 of his life. And he's got 3,000.
Yep. It's at this point you wonder if Troll needs an item, a heart or a Scotty to get just let out extra health. The Abyssal is also going to help. Of course, it gives health too. He has a pretty health-oriented build already. I just don't know if it's... He's just going to have to deal with this.
Does he, like, is it worthwhile actually switching out like the SMY to get a heart? He's already got Satanic. It's...
Yeah, he has so much status resistance with these combined. I think he really wants to... He might have his final item build. If there's anything. It's nice for him though that he doesn't need boots because he has Sanjin Yasha and Bloodlust. That is a huge advantage.
Martese with waveform charges can clean out the wave nice and easy. That's his level 25 talent, so no 3 times multi-shot coming in from this Morphling.
For
Not that he really needs it, he just turns into
He's even playing Morphling.
Does Morphling ever really play Morphling?
That's a ridiculous question.
Yeah. Morphling is a very fluid concept.
Yeah.
Fade. Now got a Shadow Blade up and running.
Yay!
He can potentially get a better initiation for his team.
Yeah,
Do keep your eyes on, well, actually, no one's walking around with the gem for EG. The gem is in the hands of DY right now.
It was that or a BKB. It's one of these two items. Shadow Blade, more element of surprise, can maybe guard. BKB can get a reliable mark.
Form in, waveform out, clean up the wave. I still love that S-Force holding onto this arcane boots. He's never letting his prize of war go. And EG will smoke up just in case there's any kind of information. They'd love a target. Yang is not that target. Comes S4 out. They walk underneath that fresh observe ward. That's 3 times VG Gaming have put that ward up there. 2 of them have gone through full duration. They're gonna really cross the river. No one's pushing the waves out. Who have they got? DY. He's the closest. He's the gem. S4 needs a Burrow Strike blink. Blink Sandstorms instead as DY blinks away to safety. But push the wave mid. Get it back out again. VG Gaming, they turn around and it's their time to get aggressive.
They haven't left the sentry ward behind. Mac could maybe find a really big RP here.
There's an option sentry now. So they'll see Fade once he moves around. Actually, yeah, around the tree line.
Shadow Blade expired, so he didn't chase up. That might have been a blessing there.
So they're gonna take the shrine at least. VG Gaming. No regeneration from that. Paparazzi walking under the Obs and Sentry with the blink Burrow Strike into the back lines. S4 will get it done very quickly with a finger of death. They'll find him out easy. Wants his own target, but he didn't kill off DY. It wasn't enough damage. He BKB, turns back over, put us down to Bedlam, and they just keep going ham over on Paparazzi. Yang trapped inside the bramble. Samael, the torrent, as well as the ship. It's all going to connect over on him. He's holding that BKB back with S4 with a double Burrow Strike. Paparazzi and Yang, they just can't attack. You look at the world of Yang, making it a little bit more difficult for Arteezy, but the RP, it's buying more and more time. They're holding the EG in position. Yang wants to walk away. Arteezy will finally finish off battling from the left-hand side of this fight, but Samael is still the big prize. They're trying to bring down the Knight. He's the Knight. You can't do that! Or maybe you can if there's enough of a follow-up and a multicast. No, Samael will still keep walking. Turns for his own son. Over on Yang, actually gets stunned up by it as well. Pulled back in. Samael, he's finally gonna go down. He'll have buyback available. The F10 doesn't work, so Yang will also fall. Where is the extra follow-up? It's over towards Fly. DY gets his own stun in. Paparazzi swings the axes. Needs to hit onto Elder Titan. Ghost Set will protect him for the moment. The Shockwave unable to connect, but the X-Mark spot torrent bringing back the Elder Titan. Everyone will begin their reset once more. And Roshan is up. He has Refresher Shard available, and just in case, Fly's buying back. But he won't use his TP. 3 buybacks from EG across the board, 2 from VG. But it's the amount of cores that had to buy back in that fight.
Yeah, but the dieback is on BG's side, so this is a 5-on-4 situation for EG, and they're going to use this to try to go Roshan. This is possible for VG. Actually, it's not. They don't. I don't know if they can do that.
I think they may actually just be baiting the fight too. They're sitting inside the pit.
They're gonna scout it with Torrent soon enough, I imagine.
You just need that DD rune to spawn in 30 seconds time, but maybe that'll be too long.
Now.
Yep. Double Torrent connects. A little cautious about it. They're wasting a lot of time, but they're smoking. It feels like they want VG to come out to fight them, and then they can get the jump. Smoke will break over on the Morphling. He'll bramble up on the hill. Doesn't connect on anybody, though.
They're buying time for RP. 30 more seconds. Call here. Keep buying time.
They're coming in. They're coming in. Samel's gonna be the first one. Ori's just used the X-Mark spot to look around behind him. They want to get to the blink fire. They've got it as well. Over on Nori, can they actually get him before the BKB can come up? The sleep just lasts forever, and he's speared. Oh, it won't matter. He's down. Buyback is available. He did burn the BKB. Still has cheese available for the next fight, but Arteezy now starts on Roshan. They get the buyback out from the Kunkka, and here comes Fade. RP in 3, 2, 1, and blink stun. He's under the Observer Sentry. They'll get the follow-up Burrow Strike and instantly nuke down the Magnus. Another buyback has to be expended by VG.
Anyone got a buyback left? Yeah, okay. Lion and Willow. Okay, let's go.
Hey, if you got him, use him. Roshan, down to 3K. They're waiting for the jump time. DY's got Blink Dagger ready to go. He's looking to come through. He'll actually hit into Roshan, triggering off the block. And that is Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard all being picked up.
Perfect zone from Fly. He slept 2 cores and secured the Rosh 100% for them.
Who's got everything? Okay, so Morpling's got the Aegis of the Immortal. Refresher Shard's onto the Sand King, and Cheese is on the Dark Willow.
Now it's EG with the big advantage.
Dark Willow's got more protection with an Aeon Disc.
When there are no buybacks in the game, Aegis and Cheese are extremely valuable. They're already extremely valuable. At this point, having the ability to go in as a core is game winning. And that's what Arteezy can do. He can start a fight now. He can jump in, use all his spells, get killed, swap in his Lincolns, and then on his second life he can use BKB. And it creates a ton of space in the fight for his team. VG Gaming will probably be playing very defensively now and hope that they can outlast the Aegis and the buyback cooldowns.
Yep.
Because taking this fight now feels really, really difficult.
They just have to play around like that big high ground defense, the big RPs, something that EG will actually feel threatened by. Don't get caught out by it. EG, they also just put Morphling on the front lines. That's the best thing to do. Whatever Lincoln's going to protect him though. Looking for the damage runes, and well, all that you find is a haste rune up on top, but Samel does find the arcane. That's pretty good for his Elder Dragon form. G is moving forward now. The sound effect's really cool.
Yeah.
Waiting to actually see some of these, like, oh, I suppose you've still got the gem over on DY, but having a backup sentry or something down. DY is going to send to the front lines because of this, right on the edge of the ramp. Feels it's like they want to try and get the earlier jump. It's giving Morphling a little bit of extra mana. It's back in, X marks. Couldn't get the full hit out. Smail already triggering the Dragon Form, looking for a jump. DY waiting in the tree lines under the cover of the Glimmer Cave. Gets the first on over an Arteezy with a follow-up torrent. Blinks away quickly before the second Bramble Maze is able to connect on him. The siege begins.
Well, it began 20 minutes ago.
It did, on exactly this lane. The melee racks. Arteezy, the torrent, slows him down. Yang looking for the multicast stuns. Can't get it absolutely perfectly. Walks down the ramp for half a second. That makes you nervous. But they can't keep their creep wave alive long enough, EG, to do this.
Dragon Form is running out too. They didn't really get anything.
But remember, it has the Arcane Rune on it. Actually, did he trigger before the Arcane Rune?
Oh, he used it after Arcane, you're right.
Yeah.
He's got it ready.
So it's not that much downtime, like 20 seconds or so. The top lane's still pushing in for VG Gaming, so someone may have to go back to deal with that. Arteezy does not have a TP.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
He'd be the
under
best
attack.
one just because he can BT back to the lane.
They actually have to give up.
Haste!
The Aegis is running out. 1 minute and a half. Who has the refractor? Sinking.
Yeah, SK.
Fish.
It's double stun. No BKB though.
Technically double epicenter if he can, if he's got enough.
I mean, yeah, if he gets an epi into Blink Burrow opening, freshes and Burrow strikes out, he can technically epicenter back again.
Yeah.
But
Or use the sandstorm to get in and out. You just got to
that's
avoid the
very
gem.
rare.
If you picked any of these guys for fantasy points, I'm telling you right now, it's looking very, very juicy. 31 points for DY. I tell you right now, I've got those top 4 in my fantasy team. Yang, jump in, gets good done with a finger of death, not easy. Almost has the Aegis City more break. He's so low, but then he did a switch back to his north for the sun. And with the Terrorize, makes he got enough control. The RP, he'll connect from Faith, the follow up his death. Paparazzi cleaving through them. He's got a damage. He's almost killed Arteezy, but it's still not enough. He's walking away with 1 HP and turns around to head back into Yang. Hunker is already down. Yang's BKB will wear off in just a second. And DY draining out S4. He was in way too deep, but he got a triple burrow strike. And now here comes EG with the E-Blade pop. They'll get through DY. Remember, the Rax needs to die. This is the first Rax. It's taken 61 minutes to bring it down. Arteezy back to the world living. Thanks to the Aegis, the Immortal. And and some mail. He wants to jump in a little bit deeper. Another stun. The Bramble making it difficult, but Paparazzi will play the escape from range with a double fire strike. Once again, S4 hitting the perfect stuns. 3 euros down without buyback. Finally, VG Gaming will call the GG for EG to take game 1. They had to prove they could topple the big giant VG Gaming. Infamous did it earlier. South America claimed it. Now it's North-ish America that will do